Over the last 4 years, I've worked with about 300 clients, averaging around about 10 kilos of body fat loss per client. And today I'm here to convince you why you should join my coaching program. I'm going to tell you how it works and then why you should join. Once you're inside, the program is built around these 3 main pillars to solve your main problems. First of all, we've got a lean lifestyle system. In this, I'm going to teach you how to drop body fat without having to live like a fucking caveman. You'll still be able to attend socials, have a weekend pint or two, go out to dinner, and not live like a boring ball bag bodybuilder licking spinach for fun. We'll build the body using our elevated training method because we need to develop a truly customized approach for what works for you. You'll have seen people looking at time availability, kit availability, but that's not truly customized. We need to look at what fits best for you and your body. We've all got different pre-existing injuries, different bone structures, different ranges of motion, different exercises that we really click well with and others that just feel a little bit shit. For me, anything above head tricep wise is an absolute no for my elbow. So we're all different and we need a program that reflects that. And I'll also teach you how to live a life of high energy and vitality by mastering your lifestyle habits so that you don't just look great, but you feel great too, because what's the fucking point of having a six-pack if you feel like a bag of dicks? Then we have our behavior rewire system, which is where we'll really set you up for long-term success by reprogramming your thoughts, your beliefs, your behaviors that have held you back up until this point. And we do this by working together from the ground up, by unpicking and reprogramming. Most programs and most things that you will have done before just ignore all of this stuff and just give you a totally new plan and hope that it sticks. And whilst you might get results initially, it's like this. It's like someone has taken a big steaming shit on your living room floor and you moan that it stinks, but you do nothing to clean it up. You clean around it, you open some windows, and sure, some days it won't stink because of the wind direction, the air freshener coming in, but it still stinks because there's still a fucking poo on your floor. What we're doing here is we're cleaning up the poo to remove the stink. We've also got to get true clarity over what it is you actually want, right? Just saying, I want to lose some body fat doesn't actually mean very much. We need to understand what you actually value, what the vision is that you have for your life, what this purpose or what this goal is serving, so that you can execute with precision and meaning every single step of the way. Just losing a bit of body fat isn't going to inspire you, but living in alignment with your vision and your values will. And we'll build true consistency using our adherence builder. You'll have been taught adherence totally wrong, that you need to raw dog it, just tough it out. And sometimes you do need to just pull your finger out and fucking get it done, right? But not all of the time. Sometimes life throws curveballs at us. We have shit going on, personal things, and we need to change course. And most people don't know how to change course, so they're all or nothing. And what we do instead is we use our adherence builder to set us up for success in any circumstance. And the last point of this is our chameleon coach approach. I will challenge you on your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, and your behaviors, only ever with your best interests at heart, to push you towards your goals and your potential. I'll hold you accountable to the goals, the standards that you set for yourself, but I'll give you every single bit of support every step of the way. If you just want a rent-a-friend to tell you that you're great all the time, lick your ass and never call you out and never challenge and push you, then you should probably go somewhere else. Go back to one of those fitness apps that's led you here in the first place. If you join our one-to-one program, you'll also have monthly one-to-one calls with myself so that we can make sure with absolute certainty that you're moving forwards at the rate we want. But we also have our community on WhatsApp that is an amazing place to be a part of, where you can connect with other people that are going through a similar journey to yourself, that are having similar struggles, similar thoughts, and you can inspire them and they can inspire you. One of my clients said to me yesterday that it's such a relief having it because other people ask questions that she has and she feels like, oh, I'm not alone. Other people are in this same boat. I'm not crazy. We've got a thread in here where clients share their wins. So let's check a few out. And we've actually moved our community recently over from Discord. So this one is completely new in the last 2 weeks. So we've got Matt here who's feeling great on his sets in the gym. He's feeling a lot stronger. He's improved massively in the gym. When we started working together, which was about 12 months ago, around about now actually, right? Matt hadn't been in the gym for a long time. Now he's in there 3 times a week and he's absolutely crushing it. He's uncomfortably sending me regular form videos, which is great. And he's just improving massively. And the cool thing with this is I'm actually going over to Philadelphia next year to meet him in person for a one-to-one intensive day where we'll go in the gym together, we'll grab some food, and it's great to see him putting in a big shift before then because, as Matt says here, I'm going to kill him next year. We've got Sam here who's seen some real progress with his leg gains. He actually asked me to build a program specific to grow his legs because they were lacking compared to his upper body. So we've been hitting legs in some capacity 3 times a week, not 3 full leg days, but getting in some legs 3 times a week. He even asked me to include pendulum squats, but his legs have grown massively. Hilarious. I'm training them to some extent 3 times a week. I'd be hoping to see something, but it's nice to not have twigs. This isn't a win, but I totally agree. Andrew's put in here about having a gimmick of people doing the shadow boxing whilst they're in the gym. I don't know why people still do this. Gimps. Got Andrew here who's now able to do back squats more securely with a 15-degree wedge. He's been struggling the last 12 months or so with a major ankle injury that he sustained playing rugby. And he's only really recently been able to properly get back into the gym. And he really wanted to be able to do his compound lifts again and really start to drive these numbers up. So we were playing around with his squat, and his ankle mobility was so limited, so he couldn't drive his knees past his toes. So we added a wedge in, and his squat was immediately so much better. Matt here, who's now averaging about 9,000 steps on a day-to-day basis, above his step target by a K every single day. And when we started together about a year ago, he was averaging about 3K. As a result of this, and obviously all the other changes we've made, he's 55 pounds down. And we've also achieved results like these with Stephen here, who got absolutely shredded in 4 months. Believe it or not, he's just 5 kilos lighter in the second picture than he is in the first, even though he looks way bigger. And he did that as a student, studying in Valencia, studying for exams, and still being able to have a few drinks on the weekend as well. We've got John, who lost 28 kilos in 8 months, having been failed by countless PTs beforehand. When we first started working together, he was at his wit's end. He'd been struggling on and off with his shape for about 14 years, and he'd seen multiple PTs that had just made him resent health and fitness. They'd made him hate training because every time he'd go in, they'd just give him crazy HIIT training that made him feel sick. They made him so obsessed with food that he felt he needed to hit every single miniature vitamin on the nose or he was never going to lose body fat. So whilst working together, he was still able to eat his favourite food. We reintroduced burgers that he was making himself, and he still lost 28 kilos. We've got Michael here, who felt when he started with myself that he wasn't living up to his business. He's a sports performance chef. He works with Premier League footballers. And he felt like he was setting a bad example for his business because he didn't look the part. And ever since he was a kid, he'd resented how he looked. As a kid, he was chubby, he was anxious, or exceptionally anxious in his words. And when we started working together, he had a family holiday coming up that he hadn't been on since he was a kid. And this holiday was really symbolic for him. And we only had 10 weeks. And in that 10 weeks, he was able to go and lose 12 kg. And going on from here, he's lost a further 10 kg. He's also picked up a girlfriend during this time, and he sent me voice notes like this one.
Wait, and honestly, man, like the work that you have helped me put in, like I can never repay that at all. Like I am forever grateful, and long may our journey together continue because you are probably the best investment I've ever put into myself.
Fucking incredible. We've got Micah, who's in the forces in the US, and his chest is now livable for small villages. We don't need to populate Mars anymore. We've got Micah's chest. And we've got Chris here, who lost 22 kg in just 16 weeks. He did this for himself. He'd always been a guy that was in and out of shape. He'd had a bad injury beforehand that stopped him running, which meant he piled on a lot of weight. But he also did this for his kids because he was feeling like he was setting a poor example for them. He wanted them to see him doing and achieving the things that he set out to do. And he wanted them to follow him and be in amazing shape. And also, he wanted them to know that whatever they wanted to achieve, they could as long as they did the work. Now, each one of these guys had to work exceptionally hard, but they had me there to help clear a path, to be a co-pilot, to give them the map, to give them a clear direction to exactly where they were going, so they didn't need to guess at all times. I know it's been a problem for a lot of you guys before, is you're working really hard, but you're seeing no results. And it leaves you so fed up and pissed off because you are putting in effort, you're just not seeing any reward from it. It's because you're working hard at the wrong things. So here's my pitch. You join my coaching program now, and you get the rest of the year for free. So that you can drop your first few kilos before Christmas. I'll teach you how to maintain over Christmas so that you can drink Baileys, eat mince pies, have the nice chocolate, cheesecake, my personal favourite, and maintain over that period so that you can start 2026 with momentum and ahead of where you otherwise would be, rather than spending January undoing everything you did in December. I'll tell you now, the ones who start early, the ones who start at awkward times, are the ones that see it through to the end. Just like Matt that you saw in our group chat, he started this time last year and he lost 6 kilos before Christmas. And he's now a total of 22 kilos down. The people who start in January, for the most part, they fall off the wagon by March because they started on a whim. There's 10 spaces available, and at the time of recording, I actually have 2 called today, before we've even gone live. So these spots, they're not going to hang around very long. You need to have your hand raised by 11:59 p.m. UK time on December the 2nd, which you can do by filling out the application form in the description of the video. And if you don't think it's worth it, if you don't get results, even if you put the work in, I'll give you your money back. Which in 4 years of doing this, nobody has ever asked me for, because I work relentlessly with you to give you everything that you need, and I'm always continuously improving my craft behind the scenes. And you work with me. I don't hand you off to a success coach. I don't give you to a fucking AI bot. I don't just stick you in a community and leave you there and give you no input from myself. You work one-to-one with me. And if you don't believe me, here's what a few of my clients have said about working with me over the last few years. So now it's up to you. Join or don't. And if you don't, well, get to fuck. I'm kidding. I'll still be pumping out free content for you to take a lot of value from. But if you don't join, it's your loss, because this offer is really fucking good. And the ones who take it will be absolute killers. Just remember, success loves speed. All right, in a bit, gang.